Welcome to Healed Mind Therapy. This is lesson number 1. What are you responsible for? And what are you not responsible for? So you are responsible for your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Your thoughts fuel your emotions fuel your actions. So by getting control of our thoughts, we have effect on the emotions and the actions. However, this is a package. So all of these areas are things you're fully responsible for. So when you struggle with, say you attack somebody else, say you self-harm with addictions or self-harming behavior, both of those can be your little flag to say, oh my gosh, this is something I want to change. And then we can look at what fueled that. And it's always going to be emotions behind that are not peaceful. Thoughts, emotions like sadness, anxiety, or anger. And when we take a step back further from that, we have thoughts that are not true. So we have thoughts that are not true, not in alignment with the truth. Then we'll have emotions that are not in alignment with peace. And then we'll have actions that are harming towards self or others. And we can, at any point in this process, take a deep breath, and you can do the hold, and you can say, okay, I want to choose differently. So when we first start this work, it's going to probably be your behaviors that you're noticing the most. So you're having behaviors where you're yelling at people, or you're shutting down, or you're not being authentic, you're having a hard time with lying, or overgiving in relationships, you become codependent, you have a hard time authentically sharing your truth, or you come off as abrasive or angry or defensive. And those behaviors is what you're going to see first. That's going to actually prompt your decision to be like, I want to make a change in my life. Addictions is a form of self-harm. That's an action that it's much greater than people think. People think addictions, oh, you're addicted to heroin or cocaine, but actually addictions are very much more prevalent than people realize. So addictions is anything that has a psychological component and a chemical component. And we're going to be going into what addiction is later on in our lessons. But for today, just knowing if you're doing anything more than you want to be doing, whether it's social media or shopping or spending more money than you have, all of those are behaviors that are fueled by emotions that are not peaceful and thoughts that are not true. So we are responsible for our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When we take responsibility for our thoughts, that gives us the capacity to change all of the whole dynamic. So when we have healed thoughts, which is that you are lovable, that you are worthy, you are enough, you never deserve attack, you never deserve guilt, you never deserve shame, and neither does anybody else. And then you also have that will lead to healed emotions, which is going to be peaceful. You're not going to be triggered. And then that's going to lead to actions that are loving towards yourself and others. So by taking the responsibility, this is how we can actually start creating change and seeing what you want to heal. Now, if other people are triggered, that's actually about what's not healed in them. So if someone else has an emotion like anger, sadness, or anxiety, or they have a behavior like lying, not being authentic, shutting down, yelling, getting aggressive, getting defensive, those are all evidence that they're having the thoughts that are not true, which is that they're not lovable or that you've made them feel a certain way. When we take responsibility for our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions, we no longer are saying, you made me do something, you made me feel something, you made me think something. We're actually able to say, my conditioning, my childhood trauma, the path that I have had so far in this life has created a scenario where I'm perceiving in a way that's not true. And by taking responsibility for that, shifting our emotions, that's how we can have effect on the behaviors and make really lasting change in our life. So to summarize, you are responsible for your thoughts, that they are in alignment with the truth, your emotions, that they are bringing peace, and then your actions, that you're telling the truth and you're treating others the way you want to be treated. And this is the path to have a healed mind. And you're going to be releasing responsibility for other people's thoughts, what they think of you. Okay, that's important. Release that. Their emotions, if they're upset, you're not responsible for their feelings, or if they're triggered, that's about what's not healed in them. And then their actions. So if somebody punches you, it's in no case is it your fault, okay? If someone lies to you or cheats on you, it's not because you weren't enough. It was about what was not healed in them. And that's how we can release, and we can have peace, and we can choose again, no matter what is happening in the world.